to the border. They thought they could get through, but apparently the pass they had was invalid.
Uni will win that one. Again, that
legs.
9-10 needs to be a lot cleaner and they'll be okay. Again, they've just put themselves under huge amounts of pressure. Good counter ruck came through. Whiten, geez, he's turned up for the cameras, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in everything at the moment.
Hyam will get his hands on. Another big step. I think his ability to turn on a sixpence today will be good for them, and they are away again. And that's Leah again, showing that he's not only fleet of foot, he's also strong. Well, the cavalry was coming to the halfback. Sean Dixon wants to go in a little high one. I think that
was Ralph, Tom Ralph at the back. Got called for that one.
I haven't seen him involved for a while, actually, Tommy Ralph. No, he's been around in the club, but we haven't seen him from a broadcast.
He broke a cheekbone early on in the season, and after that, it just took a while to heal, and before he was ready to come back into full contact.
Oh, it's a tough one, that one would suggest.
So you're back to the Mildura boys. This week they could have come across the border apparently, but they needed to get a negative result before they could play, and there's no way we could find a way to make that happen. So unfortunately they can't take the field today again. But the club's done well to field two teams. There's a couple of guys playing twice, but you know, it's looking pretty good at the moment.
That's community rugby, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that's unique to Elizabeth.
Nope.
I imagine. I'm just having a look actually at the uni side. Can't see anybody who started who was playing reserves, but your bench
will be very well.
The bench is already
well
muddy. They had the warm up of all warm ups. If you look at them, good line out off the top. Had to be secured, which McLaughlin did. I don't think this is terrible from Uni, just trying to slow the tempo down. Good counter ruck again, just wrecking ball, and then Mooney will send this one deep. Comfortable. Oh, nice little show and go.
Oh, that's it there. Yeah, I think he's in trouble here.
I thought that, was it not his hand? I felt like it was his hand. I felt like it was a good tap tackle.
In live speed, it definitely looked like a hand to me.
Well, we'll get another look at it. This is the beauty of it, isn't it? Wouldn't you like to referee like this?
Yes, I would. Wouldn't make all the mistakes I used to make. Here we go. Oh, it's accidental.
Oh, yeah. No, he's got a yellow card for it as well, which is a bit unfortunate. But, you know, the coaching is step into the hula hoop, which he did. Unfortunately, he stepped too far into it, didn't he?
Yep. I guess if the referee deemed that was deliberate, then it's definitely a card. Looked a bit like he may have slipped, but not sure what he was doing with his feet leading the way there.
He's just got big, long legs. I don't think he knows what he's doing with them.
Especially on these slippery days, you just need to shorten your stride as you go into contact there to make an effective tackle.
Well, looking at him now, he's sat right in front of us. There's a huge amount of leg for him to deal with, isn't there, Mr. Hume?
It's not something I've ever had to worry about in my career.
Whiten again turns it over, and Elizabeth again in a very good position inside the 22. Starting to find the way towards the try line and managed to slip it off to the number 18, and we still don't have a name for. Short ball to Hyam. He's picked up and now, oh, there he is, Jared Moaga. 2 18s on the team sheet. Elijah Moaga manages to find a way through.
Oh, Brooksy's lost it, never mind. Went backwards.
Someone sat back in the pocket, so it's not a bad kick again, and another whistle from Mr. Pinar, offside. We did talk about the fact a couple of years ago, we're essentially ready. Yeah, just unlucky. I don't think there was anything malicious in it, but, you know, it is a trip. He had a look to see whether it was malicious, didn't he?
Yeah.
We're ready to TMO. We have the ability to TMO. It would be a very rudimentary TMO that we would just have a referee sat with us. But we have the ability to do it. Obviously, we'd look to do it when we have the full cameras out.
I think sometimes referees get caught in an awkward position where you just can't see what's happened, and you really think, oh, gee, wish I could call on somebody to help me, but you can't. So that might be useful, particularly in a situation where a try is scored and the ref can't see the ball grounded.
Tim Cooper with a big strong carry there.
Run from Tim Cooper. Another one, the number 7, Jared Reid, has played a full game of reserves as well. Good counter ruck again. Bronlett. Big and strong, quiet and unassuming Bronlett. Mooney, again, it's not a terrible kick. Would have wanted it straightened and just try and hold it inside the 22, but it's going to be an interesting battle of the lineouts today. And number 5, Brady. He's been very impressive the couple of times we've seen him play. Excellent open field runner. Tell you what, he'd be great for sevens, I reckon.
Yeah.
Brady.
Yeah, Jack's just been called into the squad for the state team as well. So he's the sole uni representative there.
Yeah, well, we probably should stop talking about him, to be honest. Otherwise, you'll have Brighton sniffing around him. But I think that's what we're going to see a lot of today, just that messy ball from the back of the ruck. I think there is Brady, that's good.
Uncontested there from Elizabeth.
Mooney, again, he had to have a couple of bites at it.
Excellent counter-rucking again from Elizabeth. They put a lot of pressure on the uni breakdown.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea on days like today, because the more difficult you make it for the halfback, the worse that. And they
well done. Good, great counter ruck. Well done,
over the top, and they're away again. And this time it's Scully. Scully will look to angle back inside. He's beaten 1. He's beaten 2.
Oh,
he's beaten 3, and over he goes.
Yep. Great run by Dylan Scully there. He did it without the head wobble this time.
Oh, that was him. He's hurt his head. Maybe he should have wobbled it.
That was a great turnover by Elizabeth then. A lot of counter-rucking, very strong players there, and like you said, that seems to be what Elizabeth are targeting. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's one.
There's
one over the ball, and then
the
17 was the halfback, and then that's it. And it is good hands. And I think when you see this as well, you were talking about slowing your feet down. The over pursuit from Mooney, and then there's an over pursuit again. You'll see him just go to the left. That's Tom Ralph, isn't it? And then a third one. And all of them have failed to slow down coming across. And I think the weather's been really good this season, hasn't it? I think is this the first weekend where we've got challenging conditions?
I think it is, yeah. From memory.
Another good kick as well. And quarter of an hour gone, and they go 21 points to 0 up on the Wojtek scoreboard, and that's not the start that Uni wanted.
Absolutely. I think that with the Mildura boys unable to make it, Uni would have been hoping for a strong start to really put the pressure on Elizabeth.
I think too that there's been talk at the club, and certainly my thoughts are that the Mildura boys add a lot, but they're not a sort of a team; they're individuals. Whereas this group of players, they train together, and you can see they've got some moves happening. So that counteracts the loss of the Mildura boys, I think, in a way.
I mean, it genuinely feels like there'll be a cherry on top of the cake. I mean, I haven't seen them play at all this year, but the games that I have seen you play, you've played good rugby.
Yep.
And they're away again. Leah will sit down Tom Ralph, and Bromlett will wrestle him to the ground. It's a messy one, that. I mean, you could pick about 6 penalties from that.
Oh, yeah, there's one. That was fairly obvious. Just a bit from the side.
Whiten, it'll be interesting to see where they'll left his hands, but we're away again with Jared Mwaga. Hyam looks for a gap. Can't get away from Mussered. Does get the ball away to Brooks. Brooks close to 5 meters out. They're away again on decent hands, but nearly stolen. In fact, it was stolen by McLaughlin.
That was an excellent steal from Macca there. came flying out of the line and absolutely had to make a telling contribution.
Yeah, without a doubt. So this is Leah versus Ralph. Shows that he can step, and that time he didn't need to set, just gives the Kendrick Lamar. Twice, actually. It's a big hit in the midfield as well, that time from Onion.
Playing advantage for a penalty.
Offside.
Yeah.
But I think going back to that one, Phil, and it's nice to have you. You were involved with the referees for a long, long time. You get to see this interception, stroke, tackle, stroke, catch from McLaughlin.
Bit of a rip still. Yep.
Did very well. I think he had to catch it twice. But we go back to that ruck. There was a number, because obviously Bronlat never even thought about releasing the tackle. Never thought about rolling away. There was all sorts of stuff went on with it. And that led to the fella coming in from the side.
Yes.
Right? I just want to see stuff like that stamped early. Give
Yeah.
that early, and then you prevent the players as high and will go short. Get to the 5. Brooks again, trying to desperately to get down.
He just got his knees to the ground.
Just
so that's
about.
the tackle, yeah.
Whiten, little show and go again. He's close, he's over.
He's done it, yeah. That's a good run from Lewis. There's been a few runs there that perhaps, a bit of poor defence there, unfortunately.
They're on the back foot early from the line out, and then goes from strength to strength, Lewis
Jeez,
Whiten.
shouldn't have got through there.
The numbers are there. It's just they're really struggling to make those first up tackles.
First up tackles, I mean,
went
good
through
Lord.
3 people then.
If I had $1 for every time I said first up tackle when I'm doing this.
So from at the breakdown there in a tackle situation, like you're saying, the referee's got a very quick checklist. Has the tackler released? Has the player with the ball released? What are the other people around the breakdown doing? It's got to happen really, really quick, and it's tough sometimes, really tough, particularly when there's players in your way and you can't see what's going on. Spectators can always see what's going on.
Of course.
Though.
I mean, and I get to look at it 4 times, but
And I'm a spectator now, so I'm the same. So
Good afternoon to Sean Riley and Ryan Young. Nice to have you with us. Sean's always with us, Sean's Riley.
Always with us. Sean's been around for a long time. So Sean's mother has a trophy struck after her.
Sean gets to present it every year. It's the Edna Riley, the best and fairest for the women, and there's about 3 of them in front. I mean, it's technically correct.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw one of them given?
A long time ago. And I didn't see how far in front of the kicker he was, but
probably less than what we see most weeks, to be honest. Good luck finding a spot to scrummage out there, by the way.
Yeah, you'd think in these conditions we perhaps just, I'll say nothing, but yeah, let's get on with it. Here we go. We can see how far in front he was. Oh, yeah.
It's a metre or 2 there.
He put his hands up. I think we should just get on with it. Have a chat. Next time, boys, keep me on the kicker.
But, some of that's on the kicker as well. He's got to see he's in front and just hold.
Yeah.
Let him get back.
Yeah. I always think that those sort of infringements are just silly, and same with players going beyond the last foot. I mean, you gain 6 inches or, centimetres and you get penalised. Just a waste of time. So to be in front of the kicker, it's just silly. But it's timing. I think it's just poor timing. Timed his run wrong.
It looks like Uni are kind of panicking a little bit, being down big early on and just trying to rush to get back into the game too soon. Just got to play through the phases properly.
I think they've got to regroup now and just get back to some sort of a game plan.
Right, it's a good counter ruck. Speaking of game plans, and 13 has to be penalised for that.
Oh, that's
I'd be surprised if there wasn't some afters. You keep an eye on that.
Just playing advantage for something there.
You can pick about 3 different things.
Oh, we'll bring it back now.
Yeah, so, we'll give McLaughlin the benefit of the doubt. He knew he had the advantage, so see whether we can see a signal. Just a general penalty.
Nothing apparent. No.
I think Matt Mooney's going to be a lot more comfortable if he can take it standing.
It looks that way. Yeah, having played with Evan Clark at half, I know that he prefers to have the 10s running onto the ball, but I think really it has to be the 10s, the 10s comfort level that we're going with there.
I think on a day like today, standing is not a bad option. He does need the runners off him. I haven't really seen that yet, which is something that we have seen from Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I think the introduction of the Moaga brothers is probably as important, if not more important, than...
I was going to say that I think, people lump the Moaga brothers and some other players, Kerwin as well, as Fijians, but they're not. They're the regular players for Elizabeth. So, whilst the Fijians aren't, we've still got those guys, strong, powerful players.
I think they're your foundation, and like I said before, the Mildura boys are more the cherry on the top of the cake.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Hyam has managed to come through and make a nuisance of himself. Brooks with the counter ruck, and it's come out Elizabeth's way again. Brooks, and again, look, more counter rucking. It seems to be the order of the day. It is going to be a big boys game of rugby today, you would have thought.
Uni hanging off there. There were no attempt to counter ruck in that one, so...
This is Elijah Moaga.
Uni not counter-rucking, just standing back, getting in the defence set.
They're picking and choosing when and how they do it. There's no point countering that one.
No,
so
that's the thing.
Yeah,
bad luck.
There's another handling error, so another scrum. Another scrum.
And I think this passage of play here is how Uni are going to have to work their way back into the game. Just having that patience, knowing that it's going to be a difficult day for handling, and forcing Elizabeth to try too much and make a mistake, and then capitalising on the opportunities they get from that.
So another scrum, and it's interesting to watch, and I am looking, and I don't think anybody has got any boots that you would suggest suitable for scrummaging in today's conditions.
So far the scrums have been fairly even, nobody's dominant. We've got no real big dominant props out there, I don't think.
Out the back door, which is a staple for Adelaide Uni, and Ralph decides to take on the fullback at the 2-on-1, and Agnes may have looked to the sky.
The AR's got his flag up there for something, not sure what.
There was some noise as well. The blonde number 7, I think, if you're going to wear number 7, you're going to tightrope the laws.
Don't have blonde
Try
hair.
not to give yourself an easily identifiable feature.
Yep. Referee's playing advantage for something. Whether it's the same infringement that the AR's seen, we'll find out soon.
Well, I think Mr. Mooney has managed to have a conversation with his halfback. He's a lot more comfortable now. He can take it standing. There's a little bit of a difference in tactic where Elizabeth will like to hit most of the rucks. Good footwork from Reagan. Inside ball to Mussered. The quiet and unassuming player. Inside to Mooney again. Now they've got numbers. They've decided to straighten up with Onions. Onions will get inside the 5. They are edging closer. Can they get there?
Need to secure that ball, the ruck there.
They've got it. The longest part of the rugby field, this. And they've made short work of it. And over they go. And Brady will go over and get Adelaide Uni's first points, and it was just patience. And I genuinely think that transition from 9 to 10, the change that they've made, or it seems to have been made, has worked.
They're certainly looking a lot more comfortable in the back line in the last couple of phases there than they were for the first 20 minutes of the game.
I think that's what Uni needed to do, like we said before, just regroup, put some solid phases together, which they did. That sort of started right back at the halfway line. They kept moving forward. Good structure, and the opportunity came. There's a few infringements there from Elizabeth where the referee played advantage, so it was good advantage played to eventually culminate in a try.
Oh, I tell you what, I couldn't see from my position. Oh, and the flags go up. And tell you what.
Look close to me.
Yeah, he looked really close to me. I couldn't say. I was trying to watch it live. I should have trusted my camera operators.
I'm not sure the ARs were as confident as we were either.
Certainly Mr. Dowdall, who was on this near side, he had a good long look at Mr. McCaffrey.
Here we go.
So we get another restart.
Just snuck in that kick.
The posts go up to infinity, in case you're wondering. So if it goes over the top, it's counted as good, Phil, I think, if
yes.
I remember rightly.
Yep.
And that's a better effort from Uni to secure that ruck against the counter ruck of Elizabeth there.
Yeah, they're setting up a much stronger structure now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of change. Arms out. Another one, and Elizabeth discipline just starting to fall off a little bit. Just wonder whether it is going to be a little bit of a war of attrition. I mean, the number of players who've already played a full game for Elizabeth, are they going to get through the full 80?
Yeah, I just noticed Dylan Scully's off too, so after that try, he's injured himself and he's off.
Big hit from Dicko. Ex-president of the club?
Myself?
Dicko as well, wasn't he?
No.
Just a big character.
Yeah, he may be rugby league club.
Right.
He's had a strong involvement for rugby league for a long time.
They're away again. Reagan will try and find a spot. Can't quite find one. Gets it out to Cooper. Back of the hand from Cooper, and it's not a day for that, really.
Ref's got his arm out
Yeah,
for a
high tackle. Jason's a tad high there. He won't think he was, but I reckon he was.
Of course he won't think he was. And that's probably the worst thing. He's the referee coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's held his hand up.
He's okay, yeah.
Yeah, give him that.
I'll take it back. Yeah, sorry, boys. He's apologising. Yeah.
What are we? 30 minutes gone. And you look out there and you look at how there's some big ones being drawn in, isn't there, Matt? I mean,
absolutely. Even from the uni boys who haven't played a game in advance, there's a lot of sucking it in, especially in the forwards. As you said, it's been a very attritional game. Lots of scrums, lots of rucks.
Wingers should be fresh as daisies there. Good off the top again. Good long ball from Mooney. And Onions will look to make use of the over pursuit which we saw.
Interesting, there was a wide ball, went out, long, nice wide ball, and then you brought it back in again.
Yeah, and I don't have a huge problem with that, as Mussered will try and find a way through. McLaughlin is there as well. Hyam this time does make a tackle, and in comes the counter ruck from Moaga. Did well to actually hold his own weight, Moaga. Let. Hume. Reagan. A little bit sideways, and that's a little bit loopy, but he's done well to beat the first tackle as Coates. Then it's lost, and they're away again.
And lost
again. Going to go with the first knock-on, which was about half an hour ago.
Yeah, it was about 3 there, I think.
So I think what Uni are doing really well here, and it's what Elizabeth were doing early in the game, is just changing those running angles, and because it's so hard as a defender to set yourself and to change direction quickly in this footing.
Yeah. And that's why I was saying when you seemed surprised at the wide ball and then he came back in. And I think most backs at that wide ball will be head down, bum up, straight for the sideline. If you could bring that back in. Yeah. We saw it happen with Dylan Scully.
Yes.
It's really difficult to stop and get yourself in a good position. Yeah,
good point. Yeah, because they're all running wide to follow the wide ball and then can't get their footing to come back in yet.
Whiten will just clear. Just happy to exit.
Was that ball taken back into the 22 there?
I mean, if you can see the lines from where we are, then you're doing better than most people. Even on the broadcast, it's not easy.
It must have been close, but obviously it was okay.
The referees are never wrong. We may disagree with them, but they're never wrong.
That's right.
So another Adelaide University lineup. The lineups have been functional today, shall we say?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good ones and a couple where maybe the weather's playing a role in a bit of scrappiness.
And there is a good one, right on cue. Mooney again has a couple of runners and he gets to pull it out the back. And there you see ball security. That's an interesting one. Should a penalty trump a knock on? Should a penalty trump a knock on? I mean, you can't deny that. I think it's Reagan who just. There he goes.
There's a knock on, yeah.
So there's the knock on.
Yeah.
And then as we play on from here in the tackle.
Playing advantage. So Elizabeth
advantage for the knock on.
Yeah, if there's a penalty infringement here, it should be penalty.
Yep, here. Well, no, just stop. But they come around and they get hands on and he doesn't release.
Yeah.
Well, he got away with whatever he had the flag out for.
Yeah.
Before.
See, they've got comms, so maybe they spoke and maybe the ref was happy.
But it does seem to be that way, and I've been in that position as an AR where you see something, you put your flag out, and then play goes for another 10 minutes. just end up putting it down. It's almost like you get barley if you can keep playing for long enough. Here we go, here. So 13 comes around, hands on.
Elizabeth's not releasing, I would have thought there.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah. No, so it doesn't trump it, no. So you always come back to the advantage.
Yeah, which is, it's a shame, really.
Yeah. No, that doesn't trump it. The gold rule with the AR, who puts his flag out, is you must keep it out. But like I said, they may well have communicated about it via the comm set.
Is it right? It is raining. You can just see it. I can't really see it when we look out onto the field. You see it on the camera better than you can in real life.
And the ball's gone straight flying out the back of the scrum now.
Everything you do has to be sure. A little suggestion of forward, but we're playing on. And the shock of red hair of Evan Woodward.
And that has gone forward.
That one's gone forward.
Yeah. So Evans played a game today already in the under-18s. He's an up-and-coming junior. Does really well, got plenty of courage. So on the juniors, it's great. There we go, just sorry looking at that.
He didn't trust his pace, did he?
Right. It's great this morning to see full complement of juniors out right throughout the morning, both clubs, which is new for both clubs. It's really great that there's so many clubs now with strong junior numbers. Good, healthy competition.
There's the future of rugby in the state.
Let's go.
Just trying to see that Matt Mooney's not sat in the pocket. I think the idea of sitting in the pocket and clearing from this point on is probably not going to happen, and another one will go to ground, and it's, it's horrible conditions. Well, it started out okay, it's now turned. I think we used to have a lovely view of the hills, and that's gone.
I think he picked it, Dave. He wasn't in the pocket. He was sort of out wide, and in that position in the field, it's a bit of a bold move, I would have thought.
Well, I mean, they've got it. They've given Elizabeth a huge start.
I think it's just going to make it so much more difficult for Matt in these conditions. If he's having to play closer to the line, and Elizabeth are going to be able to put more pressure on him.
You can see it's really starting to come down now as well. Oh, not one you see very often. Got to be absolutely sure of that as a referee.
It's a bit like the Elizabeth player stood up a bit.
He's gone for pulling it round.
Yeah.
So who'll be the prop on that side? Dicko.
Yeah, that'll be unusual for him to infringe. Stop stone infringe.
Just ask him.
They play lots of tricks.
So another Adelaide University lineup. We're in the shadows of half-time.
So there's a nice big gap, which I always like in line-outs. Makes it for a nice tidy line-out. Whether the referees set that or the players are doing it, but I think it's great, particularly in these conditions.
It's become the norm now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Go again! Sorry, big guy.
Oh, he's just got to wait. He gave Matt Mooney a horrible ball, but there we go. He's beaten the first one.
Wasn't held.
He's limping as well, is Jared Reid. Mooney. He thought about the kick. It wouldn't have been a bad idea, but they're away again with Brady. Manages to shake out of one tackle. Hands on. Penalty.
Yeah.
He's been impressive around the ruck as Jared Mawaga. He wanted to have a go as well, I think. He thought about the tap and go. It's basically self-police now, the gap in the lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. And like I say, I think it's wise if you're throwing the ball and you want as much space as you can to throw it in, so it's silly to close the gap up.
It's a very short line out for Elizabeth. It's 3. I mean, I don't think it's difficult to pick who the jumper is in those 3.
Dicko.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could be looking at the other 2, the big strong boys, the other 2, aren't they? Oh, now comes the Dicko. There we go.
That's a good move. Executed well. Often that doesn't go 5 in those moves, but that was great.
Been really impressed with Elizabeth's execution for everything they've tried in this game, really.
Here we go.
And they're away, and Jared Mawaga against Ralph. Ralph has done enough. There we go, a real David versus Goliath there, and he came out to Woodward. Woodward will take on a couple. Manages to get to ground again. Dicko just comes from the boundary fence.
Well taken, Brooksy.
Did really well, Brooks. Out to Whiten. Short ball will find Jennings. Brooks again kind of rolled into trouble. Hyam will pull it out the back to Mawaga and just happy to throw anything. Well, the arms come out for high.
I reckon it's probably a tad high, that one.
Don't know. Again, on first look, I didn't feel like it was. It's not the number 4, is it? Oh, because that would have been... Whiten.
Big step.
Oh, big step, and he's that close to the line. He's going to get there, and that time Elijah Mawaga will get over, but...
What's happened here?
I'm not sure.
Perhaps he didn't get over it.
And he's blown for half-time, I think.
Just allowed to try and...
Johan just wants to get off the field. It's not comfortable. We'll have a look at the radar at half-time. I think we'll get to look at this one. It didn't feel high on first look. That's brilliant from Ralph. Brave.
That's what you get with Tom Ralph. He's not the biggest, but he always puts his body on the line as a fullback there.
Nice to see he's kept that awful moustache as well.
Oh, we missed it.
If there is a little bit more on that, we'd like to see it. I think we are going to get to see it, and then we'll step out to half-time.
I think a lot of referees look for if the player had an opportunity to go low and he goes high, which is that's the case there.
It feels like chest all the time for me.
Yeah.
I think it might have been one that came around the chest but immediately slipped up, which is...
Anyway, we will take a short break for half-time, and we'll be back with you for half number 2. And it looks like we are going to get some blue skies in the second half. So a little bit of crowded house, 4 seasons in one day today, and we'll be back with you as soon as possible. So welcome back. The weather hasn't got better. There is a patch of blue sky away to our right, and hopefully it will come. But hasn't quite got there. I know.
There's a bigger patch of grey sky on the other side, Dave.
There is, and unfortunately as well, there's no wind at all. It's almost vertical, the lines. I will. Even the chat. Oh, he's done well to get that to go backwards.
Yeah.
Oof. Swing tackle from Clark, I think. You get weeks in the AFL for that, wouldn't you?
I don't really follow the AFL.
Don't. It would frustrate you. Tran trying to find a way through. This pitch is just going to get worse, I think. I think we are really going to see this descend into a battle of the big boys. We haven't reached old collegians a couple of years ago yet.
The ref was playing advantage or something. They're not sure what it was, whether it was a line infringement or a penalty.
I mean, I'm going to guess knock on.
Yeah.
And there's the arm come out the other way now.
No, I think we're just waving them back.
That might be it, you know. It might be that his step back looks like an advantage.
Yeah.
There's hands on there. No, that was an advantage for something. Another high one. And I think that, we've seen a couple of high tackles, Matt, and I think that, again, is we keep talking about the conditions, but I think that's a conditional penalty. Because there's nothing underfoot for these people.
Yeah.
It's so much harder when you start bending down to go low to keep your footing, but also to...
What I was going to say is he missed it with another knock forward.
I think somebody was telling Pine about the knock on. He's saying that's okay, I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me do this bit.
Yeah.
You carry on with your scrummaging.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get through a few of them today.
But at least he's been consistent with the high tackles. That's a good thing. Looks like anything around the shoulders is going to go. Good solid scrum from both teams there.
Mooney. Inside to Reagan. Pick and go from Cooper. Are we saying that Clark is the biggest scrum half in the league?
I think we must be. The fact he doesn't fit into one of the 9 shirts is probably a key realisation in that.
Penalty, and the Hyam is, they just stand on his foot.
Somebody did, I think. That's what it looks like.
Oh, nothing worse on a cold day.
And Jared Reed's looking to come off. He's got an injury.
Oh, he's chasing that one, Coates.
Oh. Andy
He's brought it in.
No, he's gone out.
The flag's up. Yeah. In a really good position. I tell you what, kicker's only as good as the chase, and Mr. Coates, I mean, I think that's about as good as you're going to get from a winger today, because you're not going to get much free-flowing rugby now, I think. And that, I think, is Jared Reed's day done.
Yeah.
Game and a half. Well done, young man. Oh, good hands, and then inside to McLaughlin. Is he going to get there? Yes, he is. And McLaughlin, they pin them back again.
It's a well-worked set piece from the lineup.
It's a really well set piece, especially on a day like today. We get to see that again. The hands from, I think it's Brady. I think it was Brady.
Up at the top of the lineup.
The hands at the top of the lineup were brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great move. Elizabeth didn't contest, and they just stood there and watched the player go through. So it was a very good move.
I get more and more impressed with Brady the more I see him.
Well, we did say we weren't going to encourage Brighton to take him.
Yeah, it is very true. They'll be playing now, so don't worry about it too much. That's a good contact, but unlucky. And everything today is going to be difficult, including working in here, as it started to rain inside the tent, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that helps us absolutely not. The radar doesn't show anything, but we can guarantee where we are that it is definitely raining. And I think the problem is there's no wind, is there?
Not at all.
So when it comes, it stays.
We can definitely see blue sky, and I can actually see some of the hills a bit better than we could before.
But it's just not moving, is it? Deep kick, and
Brady's running it back.
it's gone again. Starting to put himself into man of the match conversations at the moment, Mr. Brady.
Well, he's copped a knock on the head by the look of it. It was accidental.
So this is the time where you've just got to be sensible and keep hold of it. And the gaps will come eventually. Mooney. Out to Onions. We're going to get a bit of a respite from the precipitation at the moment. Good hands from Ralph, and
could be trouble for Elizabeth.
There's a penalty for the knockdown. Let's have a realistic attempt.
I thought that deliberate knock-on these days was a guaranteed 10 minutes.
It definitely is in sevens. I think there's a lot more lenience in 15s because it's not, you know, it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, help me out.
It's more congested. It's not a clear scoring opportunity.
Yes. I mean, the 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I think in a sevens game, it's more damaging, a deliberate knockdown.
Yeah, it's so much more impactful on the game.
Yeah.
They're bringing on the trainer.
Looks like it might be a head check
this be a blue
for
card?
Brady.
Yeah,
just while we're going through this, just have a look around the grounds. Burnside are getting over the top of Brighton, 33 points to 0 at the moment. Obviously 21 points to 12 here. That try bang on half time wasn't counted. 15 points to 10 on Coparinga over Port Adelaide, and 21 points to 0 Old Collegians over Woodville. It's certainly a day that's going to bring the scores closer together. Here's a question for you, Matt. How many doctors have you got on
Well,
in your club?
Club captain Jordan Anderson's not around today. So we're kind of haven't got so many doctors around today specifically. Looking around, can't see any, but there's a fair old number of them.
I'd say that was a check that the referee Pine had asked for. He must have noticed that the play was a bit wobbly, so that's a good call, and that's part of his duty of care. I noticed he did get a knock in that last tackle and got up a bit wobbly, but obviously he's okay, which is great. Here goes Jason.
Did enough. Was that Tom Ralph again? It wasn't Tom Ralph that time. A little knock on. I should have done. We should have done a spread on number of knock-ons.
Mm.
Do you think we just need to clarify that score? I think it's 21 points to 12.
I think 28 is right. We changed at half-time to because Elizabeth scored 4 tries early on.
Yes. Okay. It's the last time I will question my producer. Just while we set the scrum as well, I want to give a shout out to Carl and Murray, who are our camera operators, who are braving the conditions at the top of the scaffold. Good yardage from the back of the scrum. Left again will powerfully move forward. Clark again to Mooney.
Uni
to
seemed
Brady.
Uni got a lot more structure now than they had in the first half.
Yeah, certainly got the tails up at the moment. Clark again. Mooney. Reagan. Onions. Thought about it. Good strong run from Onions. He's got to let go though. And is that Moaga again? It is Moaga again, and he does want to go this time. And
Pine's going to pull him back.
interesting that the referee's allowing Elizabeth to be a little bit more hands-on at the ruck there than some referees might.
Yeah, we're off and running. Tom Ralph managed to...
That was well done, that.
Yeah.
Get the ball in play.
Probably deserve more of a reaction from the Adelaide University bench.
Yeah. Good understanding of the laws of the game.
Absolutely blanked by the bench. Mooney again to Clark. Clark will loop it over the top to Lett.
Here's a go.
That will go. He's got options to the left if he can find him. He's not going to. He tries to roll over the top. Good final tackle, but they're still going. 5 meters again.
Elizabeth tackler looks to be trapped in there, but he's not doing a lot to get out.
No, he's not trapped. He's not that trapped, is he? He tried everything. What is it? This? Oh, he's away. He's away, and Ralph will go over underneath the posts. Yeah, we have had confirmation as well. I'm just trying to catch our producer's eye. We will fix it. Ralph. Sensible, ball on the floor. And then run at shoulders. Even Kerr and Leah, the big guy, couldn't stop Tom Ralph. And again, really not much of a reaction from the Adelaide. Is he not liked? What's?
I think everyone's just sheltering from the weather, but they haven't realised it stopped raining.
Does he owe money? Conversion is good. Okay, this is... we will do what we can to get you an up-to-date score, because I've just looked away to the right. Adelaide University have got it 28 points to... what will it be now? 19? And Uni have got it as 21 points to 19. So...
says 28-19
according to the scoreboard to our right. Elizabeth have got it as 21-19. So we've got about 6 different scores at the moment. At the moment, we're going to go with ours at 28-19.
Off his feet, I think.
He's done very well. And again, Brady again. Causing issues in midfield. I mean, I was doing my best not to talk about him, but he's making it very difficult now.
We could be seeing the effects of the of playing 2 games in a day for some of the Elizabeth players now.
Fatigue coming.
Dropping off a few more tackles than in the first half.
Well, Mooney with a big, strong run into midfield.
Must be fatigue setting in then.
Poor lad. Reagan. Good offload from Reagan. Oh, and that's great hands from Ralph. We'll send it out onto the far side to Agnes. Agnes. Just strong run, just gives it inside, and Hyam is there. And Elizabeth with White and can look to clear. It's sort of semi-charged down, so everyone will be on side.
Oh, knock on there.
And he heard the footsteps, I think, Mr. Agnes.
By himself. What's going on?
We have a new scrum half on for Adelaide Uni, but I can't quite tell who that is under the scrum cap.
Is uncalled for?
Whiten again will look for
that's a nice kick
space, and that's a much better kick because it's turned Ralph down round.
No chase, will chase his own kick.
Oh, I mean, I think he's got a realistic. Oh, that one I'm not. That one I felt he had a realistic chance of catching.
Perhaps if it had gone straight up instead of a couple of meters ahead of him, he would have stood a better chance of getting away with it. But yes, it looked like he was definitely going for a legitimate intercept there.
Yeah, and it looked like he had a chance to gather it in.
Yeah, Lewis, White and Elizabeth captains questioning it. An explanation there from Pine.
Jason Hyam sending Lewis back.
Yep.
Only so much that he will allow. Last line out didn't work very well, and that one is stolen. The line out seems to have just fallen off a little bit. Whiten, little show and go. Really manages to make the tackle and into that congested midfield again. Mawaga again. He's dragged down by his pants at the moment. Now they're going to look to try and get on the outside.
Onions did well to get out of the line and cut that one off.
Come on, boys, work!
Brooks. Hyam is hit. Another replacement, not sure who that is just yet. Brooks again.
Ooh, nearly lost it.
Did well, and legs came up then, but I don't think they were put there by the defender. Mawaga again gets the ball away to Hyam. And it's turned over, and Agnes comes away with it, but then he loses it. And Mawaga can go again, and then Agnes will drag him down. It is not the prettiest game of rugby we've seen in a while, but it is impressive in its own way.
25 people seem to be within 5 metres of the ball there.
It's like watching under 12s again, isn't it? I don't think that ball's leaving his hands when he's playing taking the free kick, and he's got away with it again.
Not 10.
But it'd be interesting to see that again. I don't think it's leaving his hands. I mean, but you know, let them play. We did talk at half time about technicalities,
particularly in these conditions.
Yeah, but still,
yeah,
that's a pretty big one.
Yeah, I think that's a rugby league copy. A lot of people, particularly juniors, see rugby league players take the tap without the ball leaving the hands, and they do the same.
So let's just have a look.
In our great game, it must leave the hands.
I think he does.
Yep.
He just kicks it out the hands. Yep, okay, I'll take it back, Lewis. Well done.
So I can see that we've got Ben Shorthall on at prop for Bronlet. I think has gone off for Uni.
That's got to be an injury, hasn't it? Mawaga again.
He's having a good strong run today.
That's his brother, I think.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Both of them have been absolutely outstanding, and then that's stolen, and probably got ideas above his station a little bit. Just saw in the background there, the Kia Stonic, there it is. This year's raffle prize. Just dive with that one, big fella. Take that one into contact.
Yep, that's why we don't let forwards pass.
There she is, with the magpie in the background. This year's raffle prize, buy a ticket, contact Rugby Union South Australia for details on how to enter. Good
position from Elizabeth here for an attacking move either side. You can see what they do.
Say there's going to be an 8 pickup.
Yeah.
I think Cooper knew it was coming as well. He's still going though. That's a good ball out the outside, and then a little show and go. Then you see him come back twice. Sniper gets him. Very much isolated, and it's going to come back Uni's way. Mooney. He'll put the ball to boot. How's the chase? Agnes is after him. Ralph. Oh, I think he's going to get away with it, Ralph. That's going to find the floor as well. That's a great kick from Whiten. Huge amount of pressure.
Oh, gee, should have taken him
out there, they're going to get the scrum in the really, really good position.
He slipped over in the sludge here.
Yeah, they've gone quickly. Trying to get out onto that far side with Brooks. And then we'll go around the outside with Jennings. Hyam. A little bit upright from the old man.
Good
counter ruck is good.
Uni players not rolling away there like the Elizabeth player in the.
Well, I don't think anybody's rolling away there. It's a good old-fashioned ruck. We're back to the 80s again.
Yeah.
Jennings. Very, very close to the try line. Penalty. Matt Mooney loves it.
Not sure what that one was for. Anyway.
There you go, not releasing. Holding on, not releasing. There's some concern about the Hyam, I think it is.
Looks like an ankle, maybe.
He's asking the question about rolling away.
Yeah.
Jason, nobody rolled away. It was like a good old playground game of pile-on.
Going back to the. He slipped over in the slush here.
It's that one there, just all gives up on him. He's still enjoying himself though, isn't he?
That's good to see.
I think we saw.
There's about 16 people on the floor there. I think some of the subs came on just to lie down in it.
That's the best way to stay warm on a day like this.
Oh, I used to hate playing on the wing on days like today. Although it's not cold today. So he's made the Elizabeth trainer run all the way on there just to help him up.
So Uni have brought on Zach Whitney, Jarwan Williams in the centres.
Are these fresh legs?
Zach played in the reserve grade, but Jarwan is a fresh legs, and that looks like Axel Sonnenberg, who's fresh as well.
That's a big ask for Elizabeth to start facing fresh legs with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, some of the Elizabeth boys are starting to look a bit tired. A while ago they tried to put quite a few phases together, which is good, but in these conditions, I guess it's inevitable we're going to mishandle the ball, turn it over.
Yeah, it's a matter of when, isn't it, at the moment? That's a good ball again.
His lineouts are working well.
I'll tell you what, Toby, confident enough to throw back ball today and for it to work. There he goes again.
Foster, big hit.
It is, and I tell you what, he finished it well, Kerwin Lear.
He's loving it.
They've enjoyed today, haven't they, the Mawaga brothers? Whiten. Out to Brooks.
He's got his knee on the ground, got to release it.
Hate it, but you know. Oh, it was a close one, but it's worked, and Mawaga will keep going. Co-commentary from the Adelaide University bench. It's not up to the usual high standards of banter.
It's because I'm on the commentary. I have to behave myself now.
And me.
He's nearly got away again.
Throwing around like a
ragdolled. Crossing.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a harsh call when you're being thrown behind your own player.
He's hardly done it on purpose, has he?
Noticed when Damien Brooks then got tackled, he was held up, but he popped his knee on the ground. And it shows of experience, because once your knee hits the ground, it's deemed as a tackle. Players have to release you from the tackle then.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
No, it's the law though.
I know it is, but I still can't stand it.
No.
Whiten gets there, just on a different page to everybody else at the moment. Lewis Whiten.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
So that's a series of penalties from Uni not rolling away at the breakdown there, just getting a bit lazy with their defence.
A bit lazy, a little bit tired. There'll be some heavy legs out there now. Oh, I'll tell you what, he wasn't far away, Agnes.
Saw the try line before him.
A fairly decent run, I think. So where's the crossing here?
There. Yeah. Clearly impeded number 5 from getting Yeah.
So it's interesting, you know, going back to that, getting the knee to the ground. Dave Gunning, Mr. Gunning, will call them all really early in that situation.
Yeah.
Before they get a chance to sort of fight their knee to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives them a decent amount of time to, you know, be dominant in the tackle. But
of course, once he's called them all, you can do what you like.
Yeah.
Just put your knee in the ground, doesn't matter.
yeah, none of that matters,
No.
and I don't mind that. And I do feel that. I'll be honest with you. I don't watch enough Super Rugby to know whether it's something that happens outside of our league. I feel like it's something that is unlikely to happen at a higher level.
Yeah.
As a player, you just want it to be refereed consistently so that you know that if you are making that effort to get your knee to the ground, you're going to be rewarded for it
Exactly.
with that release.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a surrender tackle. You know, you lose all rights, I think, at that point. Well, he says he's gone backwards. We're playing on.
I think it went backwards and bounced forwards then.
Yeah.
So.
Running
That's a good ball.
inside, and here he goes again, the big fella, Brady.
Having a good game.
I don't think I've seen him have a bad game, if I'm honest.
That's Williams here in the midfield.
Oops.
Oh, offside.
Yeah. Unfortunate. That's the way it is.
It's one of those little quirks of rugby union. Lewis White is just happy to take the sting out of this game and just slow it down. He's not found touch though.
In saying that, he did react fairly quickly. That last penalty and scored a try.
I think he's just controlling the tempo of the game, which is what you want from your fly half.
Yeah.
And 3 scores up with 15 minutes to go in this weather. It's going to be a tough ask for Uni to come back from here.
Well, Hume has managed to
I don't think so.
find a way through the middle, and they're away again, and that one will find its way to ground. That's good in these conditions as well, and Ralph can't quite get away, not held. Finished off by...
The tackler needs to release there.
He's having an interesting discussion with... well, Hyam is going to roll back the years and press the loud pedal, and then it's probably a bit too big. How's the chase?
There we go.
Oh! Everybody left it behind, and McLaughlin manages to deal with it. Williams
good
has it
charge
charged
down.
down. Brady again.
It's all going up. It's all happening here. Here we go.
Moaga with a lot of
Andy
time and
Tran.
space. He's got Tran. No, he's lost
got
it.
Ripped.
I think it might have been called a knock-on just before as well.
That was scrappy, shall we say, but good fun. What he's saying is that he's not got back to his feet and that Whiten can't hit him, and I do think he has a point.
But surely the tackler has to release at this point.
But now,
Not happy.
not happy at all. Tom Ralph, and here we go. A little bit too big from Hyam at that point. And it's at this point you think, oh, there's going to be a back who's going to come steaming through here.
McLaughlin's done well to fall
He's
right
done
on
really
the top
well.
of that ball.
Big, massive divot in the ground when somebody's tried to carry on.
So the refs
They're
asked,
having a chat with both sides here.
I think there's a bit of gobbling happening out there, maybe. And I know that...
I mean, yeah, and I know I was laughing about Mr. Ralph having an argument with the referee at the bottom, but that's not rugby. We don't talk to our referees like that. I hope that gets fed back to the playing group.
Yep, that's something that the coaches are very hot on, but it's in the heat of the moment. I think it struggles to get remembered at times.
Well, yes, but you know, there will be kids watching this, and we don't want them to think it's okay to talk to referees like that, because it's not. Youngsters,
Absolutely.
your captain can have conversation with him, but you certainly don't yell at him from the bottom of a ruck.
Old Andy Tran, they're just looking at that. He's got a massive heart, that guy, but he's just so small he gets knocked around.
Well, I saw him take on one of the biggest players in the reserve game. I think there was a breakaway, and it was a big number 8.
Yeah.
And I think his eyes lit up when he saw Andy Tran, who absolutely cut him in half.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that chat then was about, all I could think was it was about asking the players to let him referee.
Oh dear, that's in goal, and they're going to have to go from here.
Isolated
at least
too.
Get out. And I think that's Mooney in and rooking, so.
So I think that the grey scrum cap there playing scrum half now, it's Ben Thomas, one of our under-18s as well. So he would have played for the Uni Rams team against Woodville earlier, and now playing in the Premier grade as well.
Oh, it's nice to see the under-18s do it. So they sit under the 90-minute rule, I think. So he would have played 70 minutes, so he can play 20 minutes of senior rugby. 35 points to 19. You'd say the time is running out for Adelaide University.
A lot of Elizabeth players are looking fairly tired there though, but I guess Uni players are starting to get tired as well, so yeah, it's probably not a lot of time left.
Well, this would be the time that you would generally see. You would generally want to see the likes of Mooney and White and really start to take control of this game as it would start to open up.
Both good players.
Mooney will attack the line. And
just thrown slightly behind the runner there.
Has to be a better pass in these conditions. Just going around the grounds as well. 40 points to 5. Burnside over Brighton. 35 points to 19 here. 34 points to 10. Onkabringer are beating Port Adelaide. And Old Coles are beating Woodville. As far as the ladder stands, Elizabeth have dropped out of the top 4. They were up and about and around it for a long, long time. But we do see a different top 4 to the ones that we've seen over the last couple of years. We have Brighton and Burnside 1 and 2. South and Old Coles 3 and 4. And Onkabringer at the moment not making the postseason.
Scrums have been pretty good today, I reckon.
It has been. They've been almost parity. Oof.
It's Whitney throwing the man to the ground there.
I think they may have turned that over. They have turned that over. Hume, tell you what, the Adelaide University second rows is, like I said, every single game I've seen them, they've been impressive. Mooney manages to slip out of that tackle and we'll get it away to Williams in that one. Doesn't go to hand. Agnes does very well to just let it go first. Ralph's very, very smart.
Off the boot.
Yeah, I mean, then he's had another kick at it and I think he's caught the Elizabeth player.
Yeah, Sean Dickinson's still down there, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think he copped one from... he just was hit enough to dislodge the ball, and Whiten, he's still down, the halfback. Brooks goes backwards, but again, only one of the few who's really looked after the ball well today. I don't think I can think of a handling error from Damien Brooks.
That's because he gets it and goes to ground.
Which is what you want from him.
That's his job,
That looks to have been stolen by Uni there.
Yeah, and there's Ryan Jennings is not the quickest to get away at all. Party tricks coming out from Mooney. Williams has to tidy it up.
When we show the replay of that one, we'll just show the pass and we won't show that it didn't go to hand.
Yeah. Or you temper it with Mr. Hyam sitting him down. And they are coming back into it. He's up at last, Sean Dickinson.
He's got the ball now. Here we go.
Isolated again, but had Hyam there. Penalty.
On the side, he's saying.
Matt Mooney in at the side. Matt Mooney getting his revenge for 2019. Big hit on Jason Hyam, just renewing acquaintances. Andy Tran is down. So I think here, you see Tom Ralph will kick that one ahead, and then Dickinson will drop on it as he goes through.
Oh, yeah, you got to kick him with
Or
something.
right on the hand.
Right on the hand, I think.
Yeah.
As someone with a dodgy hand myself, I feel that pain straight away, Dickinson.
It's a long discussion at the moment. I think Pino's just happy it's not raining. Yeah,
There's somebody getting treatment there too in the background.
there was a fight. Oh, here's the clip. There we go. So this is round 1. Jason Hyam absolutely destroying Matt Mooney. Do we get the last one? Whether we got his revenge, I'm sure we've got it somewhere. It'll come eventually, I think.
Look forward to the Facebook post already. Mooney's revenge.
Mooney's revenge. Sets us up lovely for round 3. Something that we've seen in every single game as well, though, is it? You know, again, forgive me, but there he is. That's Adelaide University would have capitulated by now. So here he goes in. He's a little bit isolated, and Hyam has to come and help him. And Mooney sees his chance. There we go. Well, the face from Hyam's the best bit about that.
He's not going to want to watch that too many times, I'm sure.
Not sure that was all that from the side, really, but anyway.
Oh, another one stolen. Ralph again will fire it forward with the boot, but doesn't quite get there. Cooper will look to tidy it up. All about ball security now. Ralph. A little bit of man and ball, but he's done well again, Brady. Fitzpatrick.
Plenty of commentary from the uni bench now.
Yeah.
It's always one-sided from the benches, though. McLaughlin manages to shake away, and then we'll take on Hyam. Well, that's over the shoulder for mine. Arm goes out the overweight, though. Cooper.
Needs some support, and it gets
Comes there eventually. Mussered.
So another over-the-shoulder tackle, which I don't think we're really supposed to do anymore.
It's away again, the big fella, Hume. And dies with it. Much better, big fella. That's what we like to see. No. Oh.
Yeah, no, he thought about it.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. I disagree with you, Mr. Pino. Came for
He's part of the ruck, swims around the side and dives straight onto the feet of the scrum half.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I agree with that one, Mr. Pino, but hey, let's keep going. Line out to Elizabeth, and in the dying embers of this one. So that was his explanation, was that he came from an onside position. Was he even behind the back foot of the ruck?
It looked like he was part of the ruck to
Yeah,
begin
so
with.
it's really impossible for him to be behind the back foot, but we're picking him.
Certainly I'm not a referee, and nobody would want me to become one.
You're not straight, I would have thought.
Not straight. Did you take the line out of the scrum here? I think the line-outs have been... But the scrums have been good as well today.
Yeah, today I think the scrums have been a pretty sure bet. Whoever's fed the ball's normally won it, whereas line-outs has been a few stolen, so probably scrum's the right choice in this situation.
It's just that little bit less that can go wrong at a scrum.
Yeah.
And I wonder again whether that's conditional, whether neither side can really drive today.
Looks like they're both fairly well matched packs.
Oh, and as we say that, Elizabeth have managed to get something
They
on
have,
it.
yeah.
It's good
Mooney
hands
does
from
well
Mooney.
to pick up. Williams from the boundary fence. There's a lovely big contact in the middle. Yeah, that's penalty. Penalty for a tip tackle. The thing I've enjoyed about Moaga, and
It's been interesting to have a look at.
he's played the game with a smile on his face all day.
The ref's called the AR out, whether he's seen something or he's just asking for a bit of advice, opinion. if they think it's a tip tackle.
I mean, you've got to. So you'll hear them say start at red and then come down. I've got a feeling he's a bit worried. He's gone right pocket. Oh, he's got both of them in there. It's just a yellow. Yeah, as soon as he made the signal for tip tackle, I thought, geez, well, everyone's very calm about this. Normally when you see a tip tackle, it's
there's a reaction, isn't there?
Yeah, it likes the blue touch paper most of the time. Another one kept in. And Whiten again has found an Adelaide University shirt. This time it's Agnes. He manages to get the offload away to McLaughlin, who's also had his name called a number of times today and has had a great game himself. There's Brady again. 3, 4, 5. Elizabeth plays and he's still not down. He's made it all the way to the 5. Pick and go from Cooper. Oh, and Hume probably deserves one. The big fella can't quite get there.
Oh, they've held him up.
Moaga is there and
tackler has not rolled away.
Nobody's. Yeah, it's all. Another little pick and go, looking for the try line. He's very, very close. Then they try and go over the top. Probably not the best idea. Don't know whether he can get it down just yet. They're taking this inch by inch at the moment. Mooney is in at 9. Out to the right-hand side. Do they get over? Yes, they do get over. And McLaughlin probably deserves one today. We're in red time, so I don't know how much longer they're going to go. So, I mean, the best that they can hope for, really, is to get a 4-try bonus point out of it.
We haven't had a lot of injury time, have we? I can't remember.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. Even when...
there was the stoppage for Brady just to get checked.
Yeah.
For his concussion. The hand wasn't too good. There was the one where Jason Hyam lay on the floor until the trainer came all the way over to him just to help him up.
Some of that happened while play was going on, so whether there was too much actual
I
time
don't think there's going to be a huge amount.
No.
Flags go up, and that will be that. So we will end on that one. 35 points to 26. Elizabeth are victorious. The conditions were probably the winner today, but Elizabeth did enough, Phil.
Yeah, I think they got off to a good start, which helped. Uni seemed to take a little time to get their game planned. When they did, they sort of came back middle of the game, and then it sort of levelled out. So
I think the feedback for Uni is going to be, if we hadn't given them the three-try start, it would have been a completely different game.
Absolutely. If we'd started playing before the first 20 minutes were up, then perhaps we'd have made it a lot closer in the end, or maybe even been able to pip Elizabeth to the post there.
Yeah, and I think today we will say thank you for joining us today. And again, as much as it pains me, we should say congratulations to Matt Mooney for an 150th. Absolute friend of the show, and we couldn't let him go without seeing it once more. He's not even looked at him, has he? Tackler of the year. He won Tackler of the year that year.
Congratulations, Matt, on your award and on your 150th game.
But here's the revenge. Revenge is a dish best served cold. And on that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for an absolutely wonderful afternoon. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye.